What's up, y'all? It's Friday. I hope everybody out there is happy and healthy. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody who clicked on this video to give it a watch. I do appreciate the support. So let's go ahead and get down to business. And the first topic I want to talk about is R. Kelly. So R. Kelly is asking President Trump to grant him clemency. Now, we're all privy to the fact that R. Kelly is serving time here in a North Carolina prison based off of his convictions for racketeering, trafficking, and child you-know-what. Now, what's interesting about his initial formal request is that he's not asking for a full pardon. R. Kelly is asking for a reduction in his sentence. Now, R. Kelly's request was made public this week through the DOJ's Office of Pardon Attorney. Kelly's legal team has simultaneously filed motions arguing for an immediate release, citing severe health concerns and claims that his life is in danger behind bars. Now, when you take a look at these reports, they are very conflicting because on one hand, it's stating that R. Kelly is looking for a reduction in his sentence, and then on the other hand, it's saying that R. Kelly is looking for an immediate release from prison. Now, I don't believe that R. Kelly's life is in danger. People love R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's worried about somebody trying to dig up in his Now listen, all jokes aside, his problem or issues may not be with the inmates. It may just be what he cited, and that's health concerns, right? And he wants to get out so he can get better health care. But the one question that remains in my mind is, okay, whether he's seeking a full pardon or a partial pardon, meaning that he wants just a sentence reduction, who in the hell he's getting the money from? Because he's going to have to pay that money up front. It's going to cost him a pretty penny. So who's putting up the cash for R. Kelly to get full clemency or just a sentence reduction? That is very interesting right there. Now, I do see a lot of discourse taking place all over social media where people are saying that R. Kelly should be a free man. They're saying that if R. Kelly gets out and puts together a concert, that they'll be the first people purchasing tickets and things of that nature. But I want to know, do you guys feel like R. Kelly should be freed? Because there's a lot of people that are pointing out the fact that Trump has pardoned other individuals that have committed more egregious crimes. Now, for those of you who've been following me tough, y'all know that I can't separate someone's talent from the actual individual and person that they are ultimately are. And so I can't separate his music from the person that he's actually is, because at the end of the day, it's all a part of him, right? And so it makes you think that when he's singing those songs, was he singing those songs to MINORSs? So I just don't know about commuting his sentence, because once you violate, youngins, then I don't have no respect for you whatsoever. So, but a lot of people are willing to look past that. They're saying that he was over sentenced, and that is the reason why R. Kelly case should be taken into account for a full pardon. Now, let me ask this question before I get off of R. Kelly. And you can elect not to answer it, of course, but do y'all still pump R. Kelly's music when you're about to get it on with your significant other? Because if you do, how could you? I mean, I'm just asking a question. Those thoughts of him and what he did to MINORS doesn't creep in, doesn't make you feel cringe, doesn't ruin the moment. You have to be a mentally strong individual. And kudos to you if you're that strong to be able to power through a song by R. Kelly while you're making love to your significant other, given the nature of the crimes that he was convicted of dealing with underage girls. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. And so this is going to be an interesting decision that Donald Trump is going to have to make, because honestly, maybe they have some connection based off of the fact that before R. Kelly got arrested, he was living in the Trump Towers in Chicago. Maybe that would be or will be on R. Kelly's side, coupled with the fact that I don't think that R. Kelly has ever said anything negative about Donald Trump. He was living in the Trump Towers during Trump's first term, so that could work in his favor as well. But honestly speaking, if Trump came to the conclusion that he was going to give R. Kelly a pardon first, that would definitely be strange, because based off of the fact that the DOJ says that Trump shouldn't give Diddy a pardon because how would it look to women? But if you gave R. Kelly a pardon, how would that look to women? And so in my estimation, you can't give R. Kelly a pardon and not give Diddy a pardon. And speaking of Diddy, it seems as though Diddy might be caving in to Trump's demands as it pertains to how much money he would have to fork over to be able to get a pardon from Trump. Because if you guys don't know, Diddy has sold his mansion in Miami. Now, he reportedly sold one of his mansions off of Star Island for $55 million, amassing a cool $20 million profit. Now, reportedly, the estate is 8,000 square foot. It's a waterfront property, of course. It's located on One Star Island Drive, and it features 6 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, a pool, a spa, and a private dock. Now, Diddy originally bought this estate from Gloria Estefan back in 2021 for $35 million. Now, it's important to note that Diddy remains the owner of the adjacent mega mansion at 2 Star Island Drive, which he purchased back in 2003. And that particular mansion was raided by the feds. Now, the mansion was sold to J. Upstar LLC, an entity led by John A. Franklin, who financed the deal with an $18.5 million mortgage. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this could be a clear indicator that Diddy is about to put up the millions upon millions of dollars that it would require for Trump to even think about giving him a pardon. That relationship has been severed and fractured for quite some time, and he's asking millions upon millions of dollars from Diddy to even consider it. But anyway, let's move along and discuss Boosie, because he was also seeking a pardon from President Trump and he got played. Did y'all hear about this story? It's hilarious, and I'm so happy that this happened to him. But anyway, what I'm going to do is let this sister break it down, because she hilariously told the story. So check it out and I'll be back.
Even if you tried, y'all ain't gonna believe it. Well, I take that back. Y'all aren't gonna believe it, because we live in a frumpened up universe. So this has been normalized. But Boosie, what are you doing? Y'all tell me why Boosie done paid a political lobbying firm $600,000 for a pardon. Okay, of course we know he did not get the pardon. Y'all tell me why he done filed a lawsuit to get some of his money back. Y'all grab your tea and have a seat. And the damn firm that he used, baby, they're criminals. They were already arrested and charged with that robocall scheme that happened last year. Grab your tea, let's talk. So I'm pretty sure y'all remember when Boosie went to the White House. I think it was for the Black History program. Not 100% sure, but he was up there with Kodak Black and a few others. Here he is with Frumpy Dump's appointed pardon czar, Alice Marie Johnson. Now, y'all know Boosie being this close to this lady. I know he said something about giving him a pardon, honey. Even if it was for a few seconds, he definitely brought it up. But I guess Boosie was feeling like it wasn't working. And when he was contacted by this lobbying firm, he hired them to help him get a pardon from Frumpy to the So the firm he hired was J.M. Berkman and Associates, and it's owned by these two, Jack Berkman and Jacob Wool. Now, back in December of 2025, they were sentenced to 1-year probation after pleading no contest to orchestrating a series of robocalls aimed at suppressing black voters in the 2020 general election. Boosie, you're damn ridiculous. So there's a signed agreement where Boosie was required to pay a full $600,000 up front. Now the contract says that $300,000 was non-refundable. It says the other $300,000 would be returned if Boosie did not receive a pardon by the deadline and asked for the refund in writing. But now that Boosie has not received his pardon and he requested that money back in writing, Jake and Jacob are disputing that they agreed to return half of the money. They also said that they could not return the money because they owed millions of dollars in fines and other debts. So that's one of the reasons why they won't give Boosie back his money. So he done filed a lawsuit. In the lawsuit, Boosie's defense attorney said that she was told that the pardon had been signed and that it only needed announcing. However, days later, the White House aide told her that a pardon application for Boosie had not been seen at all. So now the lawsuit is in arbitration. Boosie is still wanting his $300,000 back, and he wants them to honor that contract. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now, y'all know Boosie was trying to get a pardon for that federal weapons case he had. He was ultimately sentenced to 3 years of supervised probation and a $50,000 fine. Boosie said he want his money expeditiously.
What the fuck?
Alright, so this is my thing about the situation. I don't give a damn about Boosie, because what he did to Marlo Mike, that young man is locked up for the rest of his life. That young man will never see the light of day because of Boosie and what he got that young man to do. Got in that young man's head and actually helped put this young man away for the rest of his life. So in my estimation, this serves Boosie well. I could care less about if he gets his money back or not. Boosie is a low vibrational rodent within the black community. He's always been that way, and he will never change. And honestly, this is a situation where Boosie didn't dot all of his I's or cross any of his T's, right? He didn't do his research. All he was focused on is getting a pardon, staying free, getting charges dropped and things of that nature, and trusted them to do what he asked them to do. And basically they took his money and ran. And they don't even have the money now. So what can he do about it? Nothing. Because if he sues, they're not going to get paid, right? Cardi B sued Tasha K. Has she seen a dime yet? All right. That woman sued The Game. Has she seen a dime yet? It doesn't matter if Boosie wins in court. Doesn't mean that he's going to get paid whatsoever. So good for Boosie. I'm glad this happened to you. Rot and you know where. But anyway, I want you guys to leave your thoughts in the comments and continue to have a blessed day.